Hello everyone, and welcome to round 1 of the ARL Xbox 360 F1 League. And commentating today is Matthew Gallagher, and joining me, introduce yourself.
Hello guys, it's Ryan Littlmore here, and I'll be alongside Matthew going through round 1 of the ARL race here at Australia.
It should be a really exciting one. As you can see, Season 5 podium. ACR Raven took the victory, and his name is now actually Cody IIRB, something like that. Second was Tyranno Tigger with third, Noble 2909, with Raven also taking pole with a 122.6. So it looks like it's going to be a really exciting race. It's round 1. There's bound to be lots of things going down. I hope you enjoy it.
Welcome to qualifying comparison between Noble 299 and Raven, the two most successful drivers in ARL Xbox history. It's Australia, Season 6. We're coming to the first corner. 100 metre plus reference. Noble's going to hit that apex absolutely perfectly. Raven slightly missed it. Had to use a little bit more of the exit curve, but not going to be too much difference between the tyres from both of them. 100 metre board, again our reference. They're both going to trail brake absolutely beautifully. Hit that apex. Raven's going to stay in second gear. So we'll see if he gains time into the next corner. You can't rev the engine like you could in the previous game. Up to the next corner. Noble closes DRS there. We're going to see exactly who's gained the time with the different techniques of taking this track, and it's Noble. He's a 10th up. They've both taken that corner exactly the same. DRS wide open. We're coming up to probably the most hard corner on the track, and as you can see, Noble is slightly ahead. It's so hard to take this corner cleanly with pace, and both of them have done that. Cody Raven has a car ahead, so he's going to put him off into the next corner. No, he gets well out of the way, and they're both going to car down to 5th gear, back up to 6th. Take a lot of curve on the exit, both of them, but not too much. But approaching the 4th or 5th to last corner. And Cody's actually ahead at this point with a few corners to go. We're going to see exactly where Noble makes up the time. Down to 4th gear, knows him pretty much exactly the same. And they've both hit that apex nicely. I think it's actually going to be Noble with a tiny bit of curves left, which is the reason why that he's half a 10th ahead of Raven. Coming across the line. We're going to see just how close it is. Pretty much nothing.
Many thanks to Johnny Mills for doing that hot dog there this week, as sadly Harry Jacks could not be here to do it as he's away. So qualifying, we saw Tyranno Tigger take pole position with a 122.448 on the soft option tyre, with Noble 299 in second, with Raven in third. Running McScrandy, xMattyG, TRL Limitless in 4th, 5th and 6th place, Big Shot Player and Ryan R83 in 8th place, considering that from 4th to 8th the gap was only 0.3 of a second. iPro Callum and Tracy92 complete the top 10, with ACR Jordan, Mazy CZ in 11th and 12th. FizzyFan91 is in 13th, with the Contadins in the Ferrari in 14th. Rich C is in 15th, and LC Speed Demon completes the 16-man grid in last place. We hope you guys enjoy this exciting race as we're about to go green for the first race of the season in Australia.
It's race time. It's overcast weather. It's xMattyG and Ryan83 commentating, and it's the first round of the Xbox 360 F1 Championship round Australia. And we have a 16-man grid for what is promising to be a very, very good race.
Certainly will. We've got 29 laps of action-packed racing as the lights are coming on now. Matt, take us through the start, mate.
So we've got Noble 299 in second place, with Randy just behind him in 4th, and the lights are out, and away we go. Randy straight up into rich fuel mixture, trying to get up in the inside of Cody, who you would have expected would have got a worse start considering he's American, and Noble has indeed actually disappeared and gone. I think he's rejoined in about 5th place after a lag spike, Ryan.
So yeah, if you just saw that, iPro Callum has just lost the back end into the wall, and we're back on board with Cody.
Yes, and now Cody coming into turn 3. He's got a bit of a nudge there from behind. I think that was from xMattyG, and there seems to be a little bit of lag going on here with Tigger in the gravel as well. And I think Randy McScrandy missed his braking point and went straight into the gravel as well.
So yeah, we saw that in front of FizzyFan91, Tracy92 as well. Went a bit wide. We'll have to check on the replays there as we're back on board with Noble 299. He's got his teammate of xMattyG in front of him, and yes, Cody somehow is leading the race.
Yeah, Cody has managed to keep first place from xMattyG, because it looked like xMattyG was trying to get up the inside before the first sector split, and it looks like Noble got a bit of a nudge from behind from Big Shot, which will not help his line into that corner. As you can see there, xMattyG pulling away just slightly.
Certainly did, and obviously Big Shot has the issue as well, as he's from Greece compared to Noble, who is from Britain, the lag bubble issue that we might have encountering this season. as we're going to be on board with Ryan 83. It's going to look like he's going to try and go on the outside of Tyrrell Limitless as they start the final sector of the first lap of the Australian Grand Prix. Limitless locks his front left tyre there, and Ryan just tries to think of an overtaking there, but he decides to back out of it as we're going to jump on board with Tracy B92.
Yeah, the pack is really closely sort of bunched up in this first lap. Looks like Ryan's actually made a mistake coming to this penultimate corner. Mazy's gone round the outside of him, and Trace is now thinking, I want a piece of this, and he's now getting into the slipstream. He's got a bit better of straight line acceleration by the looks of things, but I don't think he's going to get round the outside into turn 1.
No, and I just want to clarify as well, I think Mazy has an issue with lag as well, so there was a bit of contact on Ryan's screen, but really lag issues. We're going to look at the replay of the start, Matt.
Yes, as you can see, Noble2999 had a lag spike which dropped him 3 places before it even reached the first corner. I bet he couldn't believe his luck. And Mazy CZ there, you can see that iProX Callum, not too sure what went on there. He may have got on the power a little bit too early and just lost the back end, but a very, very odd mistake from Callum.
Very, very bad mistake there from Callum. The second race in a row from the pre-season race. We're going to be on board here with Noble. Going to get a good bit of action. You can see there xMattyG making a tiny bit of contact, but a bit of lag as well in there. And here's from Randy McScrandy's view, and to be fair to me, dodges the 2 cars in front, so fair play to Randy to not make any contact there. Yeah,
it was good driving from him in terms of that he knew he'd made the mistake, and he just did all he could even to try and miss those cars. But it's just a bit frustrating because xMattyG was using Randy as a bit of a braking marker, as he couldn't see the braking markers himself, and then Randy completely missed his braking point, which meant that both of them missed their braking points. So hopefully going into Malaysia next time round, it'll be a bit of a cleaner first lap.
Yeah, and we just want to quickly brief up the replay of Ryan 83 and Tracy 92. I didn't think Ryan really did see Jody on his outside, so a bit of contact there was made, but nothing too major, and they're both on track still.
As we're on lap 2 now, and it looks like Contadins is trying to look around the outside of Ricky, which has actually made his run wide, and he's got his front left, there's a bit of dirt on it, which will not help into this next corner. As you can see now, he's run wide again, and he's put even more dirt on his tyres, as Randy, after making his mistake on lap 1, is up to 13th place.
Certainly is, and we're on board with Ricky C. He's looking, trying to go on the outside of Fizzy Fan 91. Not an overtaking place, it looks like, but... Yeah.
Seems like he was quite eager to get round him, and he might have a bit better pace than Fizzy, but seems like Fizzy has kept the place, and Randy has now got past Ricky C as well. So Randy's made 4 places up in 1 lap, which is decent, and it looks like he's now going to use the rest of his curves going up the inside of Fizzy and up into 11th place. So it seems like Randy's on a comeback drive here.
Very impressive there from Randy, very impressive in those last couple of corners there. As we're going to jump back on board with Tracy 92, and as you can see, Ryan is going to duck down the inside of Mazy, but a bit of a corner cut there from Ryan, so theoretically in the rules, Ryan should give back the place to Mazy, and they're really side by side. Trace Me here has got really a nice advantage here. These two make contact in this next corner. Jody could make a couple of places here.
It looks like he's now looking up the inside. He's broken really nicely there, hits the apex beautifully. Ryan's run off into the gravel, and it looks like there was a bit of contact there with Mazy. So Ryan has lost out big time here. He's now down to 11th place, and it's just not going too well for Ryan at the moment.
No, he's not. As you can see, Randy's got down the inside of ACR Jordan up into 9th place. This is a really strong drive here from Randy, but he goes a bit wide, hits that curve and loses the back end, looking not to make any contact with ACR Jordan. And he's dropped down to, now he's got past by Ricky C, so he's dropped down to 13th place. So Randy's got it all to do now and catch up and get back into the hunt for a top 5 finish here.
That is a shame for Randy, because he got up into 9th place at the start of lap 3, considering he'd started in 16th. And I think there was a little bit of contact with Jordan as Ricky C has pummeled Randy straight into the back of Fizzy. And I think he's lost his front wing there, Ryan.
He certainly did, and really Fizzy is the unlucky one of the 3. And to be fair to Ricky, he's let Fizzy back through, and also Randy McScrandy, so we're going to get a replay of it now. As you can see, he breaks a bit late, and, well, really it's Ricky's fault there. And Randy got a penalty for that. Don't really know why, and Fizzy, yeah, he's a sitting duck. Just got double ploughed by Randy and Ricky there. As we're going to get a replay of the incident at turn 1, and it just looks like Ryan just braked a bit late and really not going to fit 2 cars around that one corner.
No, he's definitely missed his braking point by a mile there, and you know, you got to iron out these mistakes, because you know, round 1 everyone's on level points, and you want to be making as big an impact on the championship as possible right from the get-go. As Cody is now in the lead, and it looks like xMattyG ran a little bit wide there going into the first corner, and now we're on board with Mazy going up the inside of LC for 7th place. They're both on the prime tyre, so they're essentially on the same strategy, which means they're racing for position. Obviously they are racing for position anyway, but strategies do come into account when you're on option tyres compared to primes, Ryan.
Yep, certainly was. Just want to notice that xMattyG set the fast lap, and there was a bit of contact there with LC and Mazy. And Mazy's the big loser out of that. He's just lost 2 places to ACR Jordan and Ryan 83, who just got past LC Speed Demon there. And we can just look at LC thinking, did he make contact, as we're seeing Randy in the pit? So Jody, take us through it.
Yeah, but he's lost his wing after that incident with Ricky. He's going to be fuming at this point, but he's back on his way now and see what he can do.
Yeah, as we're going to be on board with Ryan 83, he's going to try and go on the outside of ACR Jordan. And yeah, good driving there from Ryan. Decided to break a bit early to let Jordan back through. So as Jordan has the inside line to that corner. So Ryan's just going to basically keep it here as comes to the DRS zone. So Ryan will have the DRS, and Mazy makes a dive bomb there up into 9th place, taking LC Speed Demon for that. Good move there from Mazy. As we're back on board with Ryan, as we're about to start lap number 5.
Yeah, Ryan decided to stay behind Jordan so that he could get the double DRS, so he could get the move done a lot easier than if he was going to be going up the inside of someone, as Fizzy is now doing exactly the same to iProX Callum, up into 12th place. And after that, sort of having a little trip into the gravel due to Randy hitting into the back of him.
Yeah, as we're back on board with Ricky C, as he's going to try and get past it. iPro Callum is going to go to the inside line with the use of DRS and hits that apex nicely, and has got past Callum. He's up into 13th place, and he's got Fizzy Fan right in front of him. Yeah,
some good close racing going on in these first few laps, apart from obviously lap 1 was a bit carnage, but after that the guys seem to have settled down a little bit, and as we've now come on board with ACR Jordan in 8th place, and it looks like Ryan's actually made a mistake, and it looks like he hasn't got DRS, so he hasn't got as much of a straight line advantage, but he has got the acceleration going into turn 1 now. They're side by side. Is Jordan he's broken a little bit earlier, and he's on the prime, so he hasn't got as much grip. But now Ryan might be prey, as Jordan is using the rest of his KERS, or half of his KERS at least, now looking round to the outside. Is he going to try and hang it round the outside? It's not really an overtaking place when you're that far back, but he's just trying to follow Ryan and just get that sort of opportunity just into the next few corners.
Yeah, and I think Ryan lost the back end coming out of the final corner there, using a bit of his KERS, lost the back end, lost a heap of time. So Jordan's really got a chance of getting past Ryan, who is on a different strategy to Jordan. So it'll be very interesting to see how these two pan out in the later course of the race, as we're back on board with Noble, as he's seeing xMattyG and Cody up front, and it looks like Cody's got no DRS, as you can tell, as he's the leader. As MattyG is going to really catch up to the back of him as they're going to come towards turn number 1. And looks like Raven went a bit too wide, and Matt is right on the back of him now. He's going to use DRS, and could this be an overtaking place for Matt? It looks like he is. Using a bit of his KERS, looks like, gets around the outside nicely. Bit of contact there was made, a bit of lag, and Matt's gone off sadly and into the gravel.
Yeah, it was a big shame for xMattyG there, because he had the DRS, he had the position, and, you know, as it is quite a sensitive issue, lag bubbles and things like that, but you know, it was pretty clear to see that xMattyG did get hit off into the gravel there, because I don't think I outbraked myself, as unfortunately I couldn't get my footage on. But it was a big shame, because I lost about 6-7 seconds to the front pack, and there's all that time to make up again.
Yeah, as we're going to see Randy McScranny in 15th, basically the two really should be at the front here, Tyrone Tigger and Randy, and Tigger's just gone down the inside and taken 15th place, so these two really not going to be in the point, well, fighting for the win, as they're going to have to probably pit, as they have both pitted for the prime tyres. So we're going to get our pit lane reporter Jody in here. So Jody, how long will these tyres last then, the primes and the options?
The primes will last you a good 20 or so laps, and the options to about lap 12-13.
So that's at a push, is it, Jody? The prime tyres about 20 laps, would you say?
I would say they'll be pretty comfortable. They'll be going off at that point, but they won't be too bad at that point. They do last quite well around here.
So I think Tigger had to pit on maybe, I think it was lap 1 actually, due to having an incident with iProX Callum. So I don't think Tigger's going to be able to get to the end of the race on those prime tyres. But as you can see, look at the train of cars that are battling, and Fizzy's trying to look up the inside of contadins, but now Ricky has got a better exit out of turn 1, going around the outside of Fizzy. He's got DRS as well, but so has Fizzy, and so has contadins. Everyone's got DRS, Ryan.
Certainly can, and yeah, this is going to be very interesting to see how this nice little, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars, and Ricky's gone on the outside of Fizzy. It looks like, is he going to get stick? It looks like he will. Good little move there from Ricky C around the outside of that little corner. Not an overtaking place. We're going to get a replay of ACR Jordan using DRS to get past Ryan on 83 up into 7th place, and really these two are trying to get away from this train. And it looks like on the same lap as Jordan overtook him, Ryan goes on the outside with no DRS and gets back 7th place there.
God, there's action all up and down the field. It's incredible racing going on here. I mean, obviously it's quite close and quite aggressive, but at the same time it is fair, most of them, and it looks like Noble is now in second place after xMattyG getting a little bit into the gravel. But he's got DRS, so he will be closing in pretty rapidly on Cody. And yeah, look at the amount he's closed in on him going into turn 1. And he's going to get DRS again. Does that mean Noble's now going to try and make a move? He's using some of his KERS. He opens DRS. He's got half of his KERS left for the rest of the lap, but I don't think he'll be making a move now. Will he, Ryan? No. Well, he's looking around the outside, but no, he's thought better of it. And oh, he's actually got a better line through turn 3, and he's now round the outside of him. Gosh, this is incredible racing.
Yeah, as it's not really, Cody did the sensible thing there to defend himself, but Noble really had a very good exit out of that turn 3 there, as you said, Matt. As we're back on board with Fizzy fans, he's going to watch this little freeway battle now up for 10th place, the sole remaining point in the championship. As Fizzy's he's keeping up with these guys who are all these guys from 10th to 13th place are all on the prime tyres. So really, if these guys can keep up with the likes of ACR Jordan and Ryan L83, these guys could even get not 1 point, but even 2 points, Matt.
Yeah, it's just great to see. I mean, you know, they're not exactly all the way up the field, but, you know, they're battling hard just for a single points position. It's great to see, and, you know, it just shows how there are so many drivers of the same sort of calibre, which just produces such great racing. As we're on board with Fizzy Fan 91, one of the legends of the ARL, and he's down in 13th, but as he said after the race, this was one of the funnest races he's had. So, you know, as you guys have seen in the first 16 minutes of this video, it is brilliant racing and great to see.
Yeah, as it looks like LC Speed Demon and Contadins are going to be side by side going into this right hand, and Contadins is the safe option. Oh, and there's a bit of
Fizzy's gone through the middle of them. That is incredible racing. Although slightly dangerous, it actually pulled off for him. Jody Mills.
Yep, Cody's the first of the big boys into the pits trying to get the undercut. I don't think he'll get too much of undercut because on lap 9 the options are still working pretty well. Back to you, boys.
Well, I wouldn't say first of the big boys if you're including xMattyG in that, because xMattyG did pit a few laps earlier just to try and get the undercut and gain maybe a second or so on his fresh primes. But anyway, we're now on board with Mazy CZ going up the inside of ACR Jordan up into 5th place on his prime tyres, and Ryan's actually now up to 4th now. It seems like quite a few option runners have been into the pits. Yeah,
very interesting strategy planning out here, as I think Trace92 is leading the race at this point, as himself, Ryan 83 have not pitted yet, as they're still on the options, and really they have to pit now. The tyres will be worn out at this point, as you can see an incident, the replay of the incident with Ricky and Contadins, and Fizzy diving down the inside. Oh, a bit of contact there with the 3 of them there. Oh, that's a bit interesting there.
That's not great to see. It seems like he would have got a little bit of dirt on his tyres, the Contadins, and then he just he broke too late for the next corner. He didn't take into account that he wouldn't be able to stop the car as well, and he locked up and then just kind of panicked and then kept the brakes on even, which did not help the incident at hand. And now Noble 299 coming into the pits, Jody Mills.
Yeah, he's coming into the pits. He's going to be wanting to get ahead of Raven. And there's that big shot behind him, I can see. He's going to want a sub 3 second pit stop. Let's see what he can do. There's Trace92 who's going to be taking the lead. He's going to be very excited about that. Back to you.
Yeah, Trace92 taking the lead. As you can see, Noble changing his tyres, and we just want to clarify that Raven is Cody RB. It's just he's changed his name recently and we're used to calling him Raven. And here comes Cody down the pit straight. Where is Noble? It looks like Big Shot's actually going to be quite close to him as well, and it seems like Noble has got in front of him, but his tyres are going to be a lot colder than Cody's, and it looks like he's now trying to go around the outside using all of his KERS. Cody now going down towards turn 3. It looks like he may well have the position on Noble, who has less temperature in his tyres, but it seems like Noble's still trying to get around the outside against deja vu from a few laps ago.
Yes, so he does, and yeah, Big Shot now has a great chance of he's in this battle now with Cody and Noble, as we're going to be on board with Ricky C, as it looks like MattyG is going to go around the outside of Constance and is up into 9th place, as Running McScrandy sets a 27.283, and Constance goes a bit wide onto the grass. That will not help him as he lost the back and he's lost his end plate. And he's in the wall, and that's not good to see from Contadins.
I think he may have got lag bubbled from Ricky C. I'm not too. We didn't see his perspective, but it did look like Contadins got a bit of a push. Unfortunately, him being from Italy, it doesn't particularly help his sort of wheel-to-wheel racing with English and British drivers. So, but yeah, MattyG did an outstanding move around the outside of Contadins, I'm not going to lie. But anyway, it looks like TRL Limitless has gone up the inside of Ricky C. I think TRL Limitless is probably in about net 5th or 6th place at the moment, so he's not doing too bad in his first race of Season 6.
No, he's doing a really good job this season. There's threat TRL Limitless, who's gone from the Force India after joining in Hungary last season. He's now in the Sauber, so he has a very competitive car underneath him. So we'll have to keep an eye on him this season, as we're going to be on board. Tracy 92 is going to be diving into the pits from the lead, as we're going to be back on board with Cody. He's going to go down the inside of ACR Jordan up into third place, as it will be Mazy CZ who will take the lead of the Australian Grand Prix, as we're going to be starting lap number 13, as Noble will have DRS, and he's going to try and get past ACR Jordan. Is he going to do it, as Noble sets the new fastest lap of the race as well, and he's up into third place, Matt.
That hasn't worked out too well for Cody. I think Cody would have liked to have got the double DRS, because it looks like Noble will catch straight up to the back of Cody with that second DRS, and it looks like Tigger's now trying to get round Ryan after the first lap and losing his wing as well. This is just damage limitation for Tigger, and just to try and take as many points home as possible.
Yep, so well, it looks like Tigger went a bit wide, and Ryan there slightly cut the corner a bit there, so the stewards will be keeping an eye on Ryan, who's seen a bit of a corner cutting there from Ryan, so we have to keep an eye on him.
And it looks like Cody will be very eager to dispose of Mazy as quickly as possible, because Noble is hounding all over his back end, and Big Shot is well and truly there as well. This is not a two-horse race by any stretch of the imagination. Big Shot is in there, and I'm sure xMattyG is around 3 or 4 seconds back now after that collision on lap 7.
Yeah, as Cody is going to take the inside of Mazy for the lead, and he gets the fastest lap as well, but Noble's taking it by 4 tenths. He's now into the 26s, a 26.6. And it looks like Big Shot set a faster lap as well, but Noble's going to try and go on the outside of Cody. It looks like another deja vu moment here, but Noble decides to brake a bit early. He did not make any contact with Cody into turn 4. And it's the same as it is. Cody leading with Noble second and Big Shot in third.
Yeah, I think Noble's sort of knowing it's only lap 14, there's 15 laps to go. He knows he hasn't got enough pace to be pulling out that 1 second margin. Although he is in rich, and he's only got +1 lap of fuel, so he will be... Well, he'd want to be saving a bit more fuel than that, especially towards the end of the race, when that's when the big stuff happens. As xMattyG goes up the inside of Fizzy, makes Fizzy be pushed a little bit wide there, and he has decided to do a bit of Jim Khan around that last corner, Ryan.
Yeah, certainly did there, and Fizzy is really, really respectful driver he is. He knew Matt was coming there, gave him a bit of space, and Matt gets that move done, as we're going to be back on board with Noble, as these both will start lap number 15 of the Australian Grand Prix. Noble's going to have DRS, and remember, Australia has 2 DRS zones around here, so Noble will not particularly want to use his curves on this main straight, and he gets a brilliant entry into turn 1 and the exit of turn 2. Noble's going to, surprisingly, not using any of his curves, Matt. Very surprising from Noble.
Yeah, it seems like he's put it down to lean, as I mentioned about the fuel on the last lap. He's saved all of his KERS for this next lap. I think he may well try and make a break for it at the end of this lap with using all of his KERS and getting a massive run out of him into turn 1.
Certainly will, and it looks like Noble's going to try and stay on the back of him. Obviously, the only issue Noble's going to have is the dirty air from the back of Cody's car, so Noble's going to have a bit of front-end grip problems here into this middle sector here, which is mainly the right-left here, coming onto the back straight. It looks like Big Shot's made contact from the back of him, and as I said at the start of the video, Big Shot has a bit of lag issues with these British drivers with the lag bubble, and Mazy's got a big shout here, ruining this battle between Noble and Big Shot here, Matt.
This is a massive opportunity for Cody. He's managed to pull out a second or second and a half after that collision with Big Shot and Noble. So now Cody will be thinking, right, I need to get out of the DRS for sure now and just push as hard as he can to make sure that there is no double DRS for Noble to get back on his gearbox. And it seems like Mazy was actually a little bit reluctant to get past Big Shot and Noble there, because he knew he'd get overtaken as soon as he overtook them. So he's just following in 4th place with xMattyG quite close behind in 5th.
Yeah, I just want to say, xMattyG, after that incident with Cody with the lag, he's not that far away. He's only 2.2 behind Big Shot, so we're going to go on to lap number 17 now, and Matt's going to have DRS, and look at the speed he's got in that Torosso. That Torosso is very good in a straight line, and Matt easily gets past Mazy up into 4th place, so Matt still has a chance of winning this race, coming onto the back, this little straight, as Noble sets a 26.5, as we're going to be on board with Ryan on 83, he's battling still with Tigger, as he sets a 27.3, not a bad time there on the primes for Ryan, and he gets past Tigger and is up into 11th place there.
Yeah, not too bad for Ryan. He seems to be making up ground and keeping up with Tigger, so that's always a good thing, as Fizzy is now following ACR Jordan very closely indeed. It looks like Jordan might be doing a bit of fuel saving by the looks of things, because Fizzy is just hounding all over the back of him. He's thinking, Jordan, just get out the way, I'm trying to get on with my race. And Jordan's just sitting there thinking, no, I'm going to be saving my fuel and you're going to have to deal with it. He's now looking like he's actually trying to defend up the inside a little bit there, so he is wary of Fizzy being there. And I think Fizzy will be thinking of pitting in the next few laps. Jody, what do you think?
Yeah, I think by lap 20 the tyres will be completely to pieces by then, so he'll be wanting to get in, maybe get the undercut this lap on Jordan. We'll have a look.
Yeah, I think it might be a bit risky to pit now, but it looks like he is, and Jordan's in the pits as well, so it's going to be a straight fight between the Ferrari and Marussia boys. Jody?
Yeah, they're both coming in. Fizzy, I would have gone another lap because I think he's got the pace on Jordan, but we'll see what pit stop Jordan can do. 3.0, that's good enough to keep ahead of Fizzy, and Fizzy's going to be, well, quite angry really.
Well, he hasn't come out of the pits yet, but yet they had to wait just a tenth, I think it was there. The pit boys had to wait to let the Ferrari pass, so Fizzy does rejoin behind Jordan. And it looks like LC Speed Demon is closing very quickly on his prime tyres. Or is he on options? I'm not too sure, but we'll find out in any second now. Yeah, he's on options as well, so LC is hounding all over the back of Fizzy, who has got cold option tyres. And it's going to be very close indeed. LC's trying to hang it round the outside, and he's done so brilliantly. He's now keeping the inside line, and he's up into 11th place. LC's going to be very happy with that move there, and he's going to be hounding all over Jordan as well. So LC could be looking for a few points.
Yeah, as we'll see, Mazy is going to be diving in the inside from in a very impressive 5th place. A great start from Mazy in this race. So Joey, take us through the pit stop. As we're going to see Ricky coming into the pits as well, so we're going to get another dual battle here.
Yep, Mazy there's coming in from 5th. He's going to come out in about 7th or 8th and see if he can sort of catch up to Ryan on his fresh options.
Yeah, it looks like we're almost 3 abreast going into that corner. That's not going to work. I think LC hit Jordan a little bit there as well. But Fizzy's now just chilling in 12th place. He thinks, right, let's just get the DRS. Let's not make any mistakes into this penultimate corner. And it seems like LC's locking his brakes a little bit as well. As iProX Callum is very, very feisty behind him, as you can see with his arrow behind him. And it looks like he might have had a little bit more curves than Fizzy, or is that... Oh, it doesn't look like he's actually going to be going up the inside just yet, but it looks like Ricky's now coming out of the pits. There's now 5 cars within the space of about 2 seconds, Ryan, as Callum makes a mistake.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting with these guys now fighting for the low-end points of the championship. And we're going to be back on board with Fizzy. Nelsie's gone a bit too wide there. Must have locked his front left tyre. He's got to. There's no way he can do that. And it's given Jordan the advantage to pull away from this pack, this train of cars. As we're going to be back on board with Fizzy onto lap number 20. And Fizzy's got DRS. It looks like it's going to be an easy pass for Fizzy. Round the outside looks like, but there's still side by side some good driving here from the pair of them. As Fizzy sets a new PB at 26.6, but he will have DRS yet again, and again, surprisingly, not using any of his curves map. Very surprising as Tigger sets at 25.6.
Yeah, I don't know, it seems like Fizzy didn't get a very good exit out of turn 1 after trying to hang it round the outside, so I think he's saving quite a lot of his curves for the later part of the lap. But as Jody quite rightly said, I think Fizzy will be kicking himself for not staying out just 1 lap longer, because Jordan on the cold new options wouldn't have been that fast. And I think Fizzy would have been able to get past and maybe create a little bit of a gap on him, as he's now looking around the outside in this middle sector. Jordan looks like he's actually braked a little bit late, but Fizzy has actually used all of his curves, so he still hasn't got past him. This must be so frustrating as Cody now locks up into the penultimate corner. Noble's now looking around the outside. He's got 3/4 curves left. Surely he must get past Cody now. He now takes the lead, and he's got a huge speed advantage on Cody. And he's going to get DRS for the next straight as well, Ryan. So it's looking really good for Noble.
Certainly will. And one thing Cody's got to worry about now is Big Shot, who will have DRS as well, as he was a second behind, or under a second behind Noble. And Fizzy's gone around the outside of Jordan. And it's side by side, and Jordan gets to use a bit of his curves that he has to, and Ricky's joined the party, and so has iPro Callum, and
LC, I think, as well. This is amazing racing. This is brilliant. Ricky's now gone up the inside of Fizzy, but it doesn't matter because he's still going to get DRS on ACR Jordan. This is excellent racing, and there's arrows everywhere. Fizzy must be so worried for the rear end of his car, but fortunately, no one has knocked him off just yet.
So just to point out as well, Toronto Tigger will be joining the party as well. We're going to get really 6 cars fighting for 9th place, Matt. This is exciting racing, even the lower end of the table here. And Ricky's going to go around the outside of ACR Jordan, who have DRS as well. And still from the arrow, there's still side by side coming into turn 3. ACR Jordan goes a bit wide there.
How close was that? Oh, Jordan's lost the car and Fizzy's crashed into him, but fortunately no damage for the pair of them, I think. I'm not too sure how Jordan did lose the car there. I think he may have got a bit of a touch from Ricky, but as I say, I think it's due to lag. And Tigger is now, obviously, he's known as one of the quickest drivers in the ARL, so he will be looking to dispose of these guys quite quickly indeed. But as you say, Ryan, it's brilliant to see them racing so hard for 9th place, and then you've got people like Noble, Cody and Big Shot all fighting for the win. This is brilliant, brilliant racing from Apex Racing League.
Very and as you can see, Raven's going to dive down the inside with DRS and take back the lead on lap 22, but Noble's still not giving up. He's right on the back of Cody, and Cody's got the DRS and he's going to pull away a bit. But one thing I want to mention as well from what we saw on Cody's path is he's on optimal fuel. He had to burn a lot of fuel, and he's still trying to keep up with Noble.
There's 3 abreast. I'm sorry to cut across you, Ryan, but there's 3 abreast going into this corner. Tigger's taken both of them, and Fizzy's now hanging it around the outside. Is he going to keep it with Tigger? No. But Tigger will now not have DRS for the next straight. This is excellent racing. I'm loving life right now. Fizzy's now hopefully going to get DRS and maybe get a run on Tigger as Tigger loses it out of the last corner. There's a massive crash. Fizzy's crashed. Oh my god, look all the cars that have streamed past. Callum's now crashed into the wall. Oh my god, Ryan, I need to have a lie down.
Oh, as you can see, it's just a chain reaction from Tigger. Lose the back end. Unfortunately, has to collect Fizzy with contact there. Oh, as you can see, Randy McScrundy now. He's going to get really caught up in this. You can see Tigger loses it. It's back Fizzy. But really, surprisingly, Randy's benefited from this big time. He's up into 12th place. So Randy's still got a chance of a point here, considering his horrific start to the race. And we're going to be back on board with Noble 299. We're going to be starting lap 23. And Noble will really want to get past Cody now. And considering he's on the optimal fuel, which will really mean that Cody will have to fuel save, and he's going to dive that inside. 201 miles an hour for Noble, and we take back the lead. I don't know how many lead changes we had, probably about 20 or something, Matt.
Yeah, there's been so many changes of the lead. As you can see, it looks like Big Shot is still with this front pack, and xMattyG is slowly but surely catching with these people in front of him battling. So it could well become a 4-horse race for the victory here, Ryan.
Certainly will. Matt's advantage will be that these 3 are all squabbling for the lead, and they will make a mistake at some point. So Matt, if he consistently keeps getting fast lap times, he'll be right on the back of these 3. And as you said, we could be in for a very exciting 4-way horse for the win here in the opening round of the season. This is going to be a very exciting season, Matt, isn't it?
Yeah, this is great to see. I mean, this is only round 1, and look at the amount of overtaking we've got. Obviously, DRS does help, but then the DRS then gets the DRS aiders for the person who's just been overtaken. So it's just constant overtaking. As you can see now, Cody, who was past the lap previously, has saved half of his curves, and he's going to get DRS again. So I'm pretty much certain that he's now going to be going up the inside of Noble, unless Noble is trying to defend quite hard, but it doesn't look like, it looks like Cody's actually thought better of it into turn 1, but I'm pretty sure he's now going to get him into turn 3, as Big Shot is very close on the back of his teammate as well. Noble now goes defensive on the inside line. Cody's now gone into lean fuel mixture whilst going round the outside of Noble. Is he going to make it stick? Yes, he is. This is excellent racing. Wow, Cody round the outside into turn 3, but all the time these guys are doing this, xMattyG is closing up in his Toro Rosso.
So it is, and the gap was 2 seconds between the top 3 to Matt. So really, if these are probably going to lose about, you can see there 4 attempts lost in the first sector for Noble there. So Noble really, there's a bit of contact there, a bit of lag, and Cody has gone off into the gravel. Noble will take back the lead, and Big Shot's going to dive down the inside. And for the first time this race, Big Shot leads the Australian Grand Prix, and it looks like Matt's got past Cody as well.
As xMattyG has arrived. He is now up into 3rd place. He's thinking, right lads, let's get on this. He's been taken out earlier on in the race, but he's now back with the leaders. So this is going to be an exciting last 5 laps of the race.
So just want to point out as well, Limitless is only 5.7 away, and we've got 6 laps to go. So if all 4 of these do what Matt did when he was catching up, Limitless could even have a 5-horse race for the win. That I would love to see. But really, Limitless has got to really give it the full beans now. As we're back on board, Noble, you can see there just a glimpse that he was on optimal fuel, and takes back the lead from Big Shot, as Noble will have DRS yet again to try and pull away from Big Shot. But Matt will have a sniff of Big Shot. Will he get past Big Shot? It doesn't look like he has DRS on Big Shot there. but Cody's still going to try and give it everything. He's going to try and catch up to Matt. Matt is still thinking of trying to get past Big Shot and give Toro Rosso a 1-2 for the first race of the season, Matt. Is it possible? You never know. Got a Williams versus Toro Rosso for the win.
It could be possible, but just a bit of inside knowledge, xMattyG did have to burn a lot of fuel to catch up to that leading pack, so he's not in any better of a scenario or position as the rest of them, and he did pit a little bit earlier, so his tyres will be a little bit gone, as it looks like Jordan's tyres are a little bit gone as well, as Constantine's now looking up the inside around the final corner. He's going to have DRS, surely, but it looks like Jordan might have a lot of curves left by the looks of things, and he's actually been able to pull away. And now Constantine finally gets to the top speed. Up the inside, Jordan's hit the grass just a tiny bit, but he's managed to keep it on the track, as Tyranno Tigger sets the fastest lap of the 25.5. And oh gosh, I literally am running out of air. This is just so good. I love this. I love racing in the ARL.
Yeah, it's good to see inter-team battles in this season. The two Ferraris battling up. You got the Toro Rosso and the Williams fighting for the win. As you're going to see Cody now, he's right on the back of MattyG now. Bit of contact looked like there from Matty and Big Shot. And it looks like Matt would inherit second place. Big Shot looked like he locked his front right there. And it looks like Matt's going to try and get past Big Shot. Doesn't look like it because Big Shot's got DRS as well, it looks like. As there's nearly a second adrift from all four of them. And it looks like Matt got a very good exit, so did Cody. Cody's going to try and catch up to Matt now. But Matt has DRS as well. And it's still the same, coming with just 2 laps remaining. It looks like Matt's gone a bit wide. Cody did lock his front right a bit. Bit of contact there was made with Matt, with Cody. And Cody's really on the back of the diffuser of MattyG. This is really exciting with just 2 laps remaining. And remember, Raven has optimal fuel. He doesn't want to go into fast, otherwise he will go down to -1. And you know what that means? He's going to run out of fuel. And any of these top 4 do not want that at all. As you're going to see Ricky get passed by Trying Tigger, who moves up into 9th place and goes a bit wide and loses it. And Ricky gets back to place again. Oh my god, what is going on? We're getting the different positions galore going here. This is very exciting. Probably the best race I've seen in ARL.
Yeah, it's a great race to see. And I think it was a bit of a shame as turn 3 of this lap, there was a little bit of lag again with Cody and Matt. And Matt did get a little bit of a push, which means that now Big Shot and Noble have got a little bit away from him. So I think xMattyG is not going to get DRS on Big Shot, which means that Raven or Cody will have a run on him, as Noble has now gone into -1 for the final lap. As Cody now going up the inside, MattyG did not get DRS, so now he's a sitting duck coming through the first corner. It's going to be, is Noble going to run out of fuel again? Because Noble did run out of fuel in season 4, I'm going to say, on F1 2011, and that enabled Ryan to take the win, but then Ryan had a penalty, so that means TraceMe92 took the victory. Oh, Australia just promotes such great racing, and it seems like Noble is still in the lead, coming through the first sector.
He certainly will, as we're going to see Cody is still on optimal, and he's gone purple in the first sector. Could he possibly get second place at Big Shot? The gap is 8 tenths. Anything could happen in this last race, as you said. Noble is on -1, so Noble has to go into the lead, and it looks like he is, because Big Shot is really on the back of him as he comes to the back straight for the final time. And there, as you can see, Cody has not got DRS at all. It's broken. He doesn't really want that at this point, as he wouldn't have DRS to come into the final sector for the final time. Oh, this is going to be an interesting final sector, man.
Yeah, Big Shot is all over the back of Noble. Is Big Shot going to get his first ever victory in ARL? He has been longing for it, and he runs really wide out of that corner. That's not going to help his tyres into the next corner. As you can see, he's understeered a bit, and he's lost from the back of Noble. Look how close the top 4 are going round the last 2 corners of the ARL round 1, and Noble has come round the final corner, and it looks like he is going to take the victory. How does he do it? I don't know, but Noble does take the victory from Big Shot, from Cody, and xMattyG came home in 4th place, so a valiant drive from him considering there was that impact on lap 7, but I'm not bitter at all. It looks like everyone else is now finishing the race as well. We're on board with Ricky C, who's trying to still defend from Tigger. This is brilliant from Ricky. Although Tigger did make that mistake, Ricky has managed to keep Tigger behind, and now they're coming around the final corner. Has Tigger got enough speed to get up the inside of him before the finish line? No, he doesn't. Ricky takes home 9th place. 2 points for the man who came up from GP2, and FizzyFan91, the legend himself, comes home in 14th place. But as I said, that was one of the best races for him, as he put in his race report afterwards. Noble 2999 takes the victory. What a great race.
Certainly was. Probably up there with probably the best races I've ever experienced in the Apex Racing League. Matt, take us through the results.
Well, so Noble 299 took the victory. Only 4 tenths ahead of Big Shot, and Raven was only 5 tenths behind Big Shot. TRL Limitless came home in 4th place, Trace 92 in 5th, and unfortunately xMattyG got a 20-second penalty due to the incident on lap 1 turn 3. 7th, Mazy CZ with Rich C in 8th. Tyranno Tigger came home in 9th. And we did say 10th, but unfortunately Ryan at the bottom there did get disqualified due to excessive corner cutting. Randy McSgrandy fortunately came home for 1 point after his incident on lap 1. Contadins just missing out in 11th with ACR Jordan, Fizzy Fan 91, LC Speed Demon and iProX Callum rounding up the rest of the field. And unfortunately Callum getting lapped there as well.
Certainly was. A good look at the Drivers' Championship. Noble all have the lead with 25 points with Big Shot and Raven in 2nd and 3rd. TRL Limitless is in 4th with Trace 92 in 5th. xMattyG did have a disappointing performance at the end with that penalty at the end. And just looking at the other drivers there, so really can't really tell from the championship at this stage as we've had 1 race this season, but it's going to be a very entertaining season, Matt.
I think what we can see is that this is going to be a great season. The field has got even closer. The speed differences, the fact they're on different cars is just excellent. But anyway, we're going to round it up there. So thank you very much for watching round 1 of the Xbox 360 ARL F1 Championship. I've been Matthew Gallagher.
I've been Ryan Littlemore.
And we'll see you next time for the Malaysian Grand Prix. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.